Welcome, deep divers, to another insightful journey. Today, we're tackling a really big topic, something absolutely vital for any organization wanting to be its best: operational excellence. And our mission for this deep dive, well, it isn't just about listing definitions. We really want to get to the heart of what operational excellence actually means for you. We'll dig into the philosophies behind it and, importantly, the practical tools that make it happen. We're basing this on a great resource, the OpEx LSS Memory Jogger. It's like a condensed guide to how top companies get there, systematically improving. Okay, so let's kick things off. When we say operational excellence, what's the real end goal? What are we actually trying to achieve here?
Right. Well, fundamentally, operational excellence boils down to this: getting the right things to the right place and the right quantities at the right time and at the desired quality the first time. And crucially, doing all that while minimizing waste and being ready to embrace change. It's a pretty complete picture of peak performance.
The first time. That's key.
Exactly. And it's not about short-term wins. It really connects back to Dr. W. Edwards Deming and his idea of constancy of purpose.
Ah, Deming. Yeah.
He stressed that companies need a long-term view, always improving products, always improving services. It means putting resources into long-range needs, not just chasing quarterly profits. The goal is sustainability, staying competitive, staying in business, and providing stable jobs. It's about building something that lasts.
Constancy of purpose. I like that. It frames operational excellence not just as tactics, but as a core business philosophy. And speaking of philosophies, our source mentions several key ones that feed into this. TQM, Theory of Constraints, Lean, Six Sigma.
That's right.
It sounds like a lot, maybe even overlapping. How do they differ?
Yeah, they can seem similar, but they each have a distinct focus. Think of TQM, total quality management, as one of the foundational pieces. Total means everyone's involved, all activities. Quality means meeting requirements. And management means you actively manage quality. It's a philosophy of perpetual improvement. It really set the stage.
Yeah. Okay, so TQM is about the overall quality culture.
Pretty much. Then you have the Theory of Constraints, or TOC. Now this one's fascinating. It says every system has one single thing holding it back, a constraint.
Just one?
Well, one primary constraint at any given time. It could be a machine, market demand, even a company policy. TOC gives you a 5-step process to deal with it. Identify it, exploit it, subordinate everything else to it, elevate it if needed, and then start over because the constraint will shift.
Find the bottleneck and hammer away at it.
Basically, yeah. It's about leverage, finding that one point that unlocks the whole system.
All right, so TQM, TOC, then lean manufacturing comes into play.
Exactly. Lean gets very practical. It's a systematic way to eliminate waste, Muda in Japanese, but it also tackles waste from unevenness, Mura, and overburden, Muri.
Muda, Mura, Muri.
Got it. Toyota is famous for this, right? Their system had 3 pillars. Just in time. Judoka, which means building quality and not just inspecting it out. And really importantly, respect for people. The aim, customer satisfaction, profit, highest quality, lowest cost, shortest lead time.
Yeah.
It's comprehensive.
Okay, so lean is very focused on flow and waste elimination. What about Six Sigma? That one sounds intense.
It is. Six Sigma, which came out of Motorola, is laser focused on quality and reducing variation. While lean speeds things up, Six Sigma makes sure the output is incredibly consistent and defect-free.
How defect-free are we talking?
The goal is near perfection, 3.4 defects per million opportunities. It uses a lot of data, statistical analysis. It's very rigorous.
Wow. So it seems like they aren't really competing approaches then, Lean and Six Sigma.
Not at all. That's the key takeaway. They complement each other beautifully. Many organizations use Lean and Six Sigma.
How so?
Well, Lean streamlines the process, makes it faster, gets rid of the obvious waste. Six Sigma then comes in to perfect that faster process, reducing tiny variations and ensuring top quality. You get speed and precision.
The best of both worlds. Okay, this is making sense. Now, you mentioned waste. Muda, Muri, this feels critical. Let's dig into that. It's the enemy, right?
It absolutely is, the silent killer, like you said. And understanding the 3 Mus helps you see how deep it runs. Muda is the obvious one, activities that use resources but add no value for the customer, just pure waste.
Right.
But often, Muda is actually caused by Mura, which is unevenness. Think of workflows that are stop-start, hurry up and wait. That inconsistency...
This creates problems downstream.
Exactly. And that inconsistency, that Mura, often leads to Muri overburdening people or equipment, stressing the system. Burnout, breakdowns, they're often linked.
Muda, Mura, Muri. It's a vicious cycle.
It can be. And our source lists the common types of Muda, the 7 waste, though they sneak in an 8th. These are the specific things you look for.
Okay, maybe we can't cover all 8 in detail, but what are some big ones people should look out for?
Definitely. Let's highlight a few that often feed each other. First, defects. Obvious, right? Rejects, scrap, errors, bad information. It's rework. It's cost.
And frustration.
Huge frustration. Then, a really big one, overproduction. Making too much or making it too soon. This is often called the worst waste because it causes so many others.
How so?
Well, if you make too much stuff, what do you have to do with it? You have to store it, which leads directly to...
Inventory.
Exactly. More inventory than needed. Work in progress, finished goods, even clutter on desks or digital files. Inventory ties up cash, takes up space, and crucially, it hides problems.
Hides problems. How?
If you have big piles of inventory between steps, you might not notice a quality issue from step 1 until much later. The buffer hides the underlying inefficiency or defect.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. What else?
Another critical one, maybe less tangible, is non-effective use of staff talent. Not using people's skills, their ideas, their creativity. Just having them do rote tasks when they could contribute more. It's a huge waste of potential.
That one hits home. So many hidden costs there. It really makes you look at everything differently. So once you start seeing this waste, what tools do you use to actually get rid of it?
Great question. Once your eyes are open, you need methods. A cornerstone of Lean is just-in-time, or JIT.
Right, we mentioned that.
The idea is simple. Make what the customer needs, when they need it, in the quantity needed. Minimum effort, materials, space.
Sounds ideal.
It is, but the power of JIT is that it forces problems to the surface. Without those big inventory buffers we talked about, any hiccup, a machine breakdown, a quality issue becomes immediately visible. It exposes the waste.
So it creates pressure to fix the underlying issues.
Precisely. It relies on things like takt time pacing production to customer demand flow production and pull systems where downstream steps signal upstream steps when they need more.
But doesn't that make the system fragile if one supplier has an issue?
That's a fair point and a common concern. JIT demands really stable, high-quality processes and strong supplier relationships. You have to build quality in that Jidoka principle again. You can't rely on buffers. You have to rely on excellence. It requires discipline.
Okay, so JIT is powerful but demanding. What's another tool? Maybe something foundational.
Absolutely. For many, the starting point is 5S. It's a systematic method for creating a clean, organized, safe, and efficient workspace. It's often the bedrock for other improvements.
5S, I've heard of that. What are the steps?
They are. So to get rid of everything you don't need, set an order, arrange what's left so there's a clear place for everything. Shine clean the workspace thoroughly, which doubles as inspection. Standardize, create visual cues and rules to maintain the order. And sustain, build the habits and discipline to keep it going.
Sort, set an order, shine, standardize, sustain. Seems simple, but I can see how that would make a difference.
It makes a huge difference. That's morale, safety, efficiency, finding things quickly. It sets the stage.
And what about the improvement process itself?
That brings us to Kaizen. This isn't just a tool, it's really an ideology. It means continuous improvement. The belief that things can always be made better, incrementally.
Not just big projects, but small, everyday changes.
Exactly. It needs to be part of everyone's job, every day. You might have Kaizen events or blitzes-focused, team-based improvement bursts, but the real spirit is constant small improvements from everyone.
Okay, but how do you spot those opportunities, especially if you're, say, a manager not on the front lines all day? How do you see the waste or the chance for Kaizen?
That's where practices like Gemba walks are crucial. Gemba is the Japanese term for the actual place where the value is created. The factory floor, the service desk, the code repository.
So you go to the work.
You go see the work. Gemba walks are regular, often daily, walks through the work area, maybe focused on a theme: safety today, quality tomorrow, waste the next day. You observe, ask questions, understand the reality, not manage from an office.
Get out and see. Makes sense.
And there's a classic story about this Taiichi Ono's chalk circle. Ono, one of the architects of the Toyota system.
The Toyota guru.
Right. He would apparently draw a chalk circle on the factory floor, tell a manager to stand in it, and not leave until they had observed and written down all the problems or wastes they could see in that specific area.
Wow, just stand there and watch.
For hours sometimes. It was about training their eyes, forcing them to really see the inefficiencies they walked past every day. A powerful lesson in observation.
That's brilliant and a bit intimidating. Okay, so you observe, you see the issues. What about solving them systematically?
Right, you need structure for problem solving.
Yeah.
Two main frameworks come to mind. First, the classic PDCA cycle plan, do, check, act, often called the Deming wheel.
Plan, do, check, act.
It's a scientific method. You plan. Understand the problem, analyze causes, develop a potential solution, and a plan to test it. You do. Implement the plan, usually on a small scale first. You check, measure the results, see if it worked, compare it to your target, and you act. If it worked, standardize it. If not, learn why and cycle back to plan.
A continuous loop of learning and improving.
Exactly. The other common one, especially in Six Sigma, is DMAIC. Define, measure, analyze, improve, control.
DMAIC, okay.
It's more of a project management framework. Define the project scope and goals. Measure the current process performance baseline. Analyze the data to find the root causes of defects or problems. Improve the process by implementing solutions to address those root causes. And control the improved process to make sure the gains are sustained.
So PDCA is more of a general cycle, DMAIC is more for specific projects.
That's a good way to think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Both provide valuable structure.
And inside these cycles, you use specific tools to figure things out.
Absolutely. You wouldn't just guess. For instance, during the plan phase of PDCA or the analyze phase of DMAIC, you might use a fishbone diagram.
The one that looks like a fish skeleton.
That's the one. Also called a cause and effect diagram. It helps you brainstorm all the potential causes related to a specific problem, grouping them into categories like people, process, materials, etc. It structures the brainstorming.
Okay.
And another really simple but powerful tool is the 5 whys.
Just asking why 5 times?
Pretty much. You state the problem, then ask, why did this happen? Then you take the answer and ask, why did that happen? You repeat it, usually about 5 times, to drill down past the symptoms and uncover the actual root cause. It stops you from just fixing superficial issues.
Simple, but I can see how it forces you to dig deeper.
It's surprisingly effective.
Okay, we've covered philosophies, waste, tools, problem solving. But it feels like we're missing something. It can't just be about processes and diagrams, right?
You're absolutely right. It's easy to get lost in the mechanics, but operational excellence is fundamentally driven by people. The human element is critical.
How does our source address that?
It really emphasizes investing in human capital. One example is training within industry, TWI.
Yeah.
This program was actually huge in the U.S. during WWII, and then foundational for Toyota.
TWI, what did it involve?
It gave supervisors and team leaders essential skills through 3 core J programs. Job instruction, how to effectively teach someone a job correctly, safely, consistently. Job methods, how to analyze a job to find ways to improve it. And job relations, how to handle personnel issues, treat people as individuals, build positive relationships.
Right, so equipping leaders to actually lead and develop their teams.
Exactly, empowering them. And beyond skills, there's the whole challenge of managing change. People don't always embrace new ways of working, even if they're better.
Yeah, resistance is natural.
It is. Bowman's change model describes the stages people often go through: denial, resistance, exploration, commitment. And this leads to a really important formula the source mentions: EQXA.
E equals Q times A.
Effectiveness E equals the quality Q of the technical solution multiplied by the cultural acceptance A of that solution.
Ah, so even a perfect technical fix will fail if people don't accept it.
Precisely. The A can be 0. You need to put just as much effort into communication, involvement, addressing concerns, gaining acceptance, as you do into designing the process change itself. Buy-in is everything.
That's a powerful reminder. Q times A.
And one more people-related aspect is understanding team dynamics. The source mentions Belbin team types.
Belbin, like personality types for teams.
Sort of, yeah. Belbin identified different roles people tend to play in teams based on their strengths and behaviors, like the plant who comes up with original ideas, the shaper who drives things forward, the completer-finisher who ensures things get done meticulously.
So knowing these helps build a balanced team.
Exactly. You need a mix. Understanding these roles helps you leverage everyone's strengths and build teams that are more effective collectively. It's about putting the right people in the right seats, or understanding the roles they naturally fill.
Wow, okay. We have covered a ton of ground. From the core goal and philosophies like TQM, TOC, Lean, Six Sigma, to really digging into waste, Muda, Mura, Muri, and those 7 or 8 specific types.
Identifying the enemy.
And the practical tools, JIT, 5S, the Kaizen mindset, Gemba walks, that great Ono circle story,
Seeing the reality.
and structured problem solving with PDCA, DMAIC, Fishbone, 5 Whys.
The systematic approach.
And finally, tying it all together with the crucial human element, TWI training, managing change with EQXA, and understanding team dynamics with Belbin. It's a really holistic picture.
It truly is. And maybe a final thought to leave you with, drawing from the source again, relates to the Kano model.
The Kano model, what's that?
It's a way of thinking about customer requirements. It points out that what delights a customer today in attractive quality, something unexpected and cool, like maybe when airbags first appeared in cars.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Right. That delightful feature often becomes a basic or threshold expectation tomorrow. If it's not there, customers are actively dissatisfied. It's just expected.
So customer expectations are always shifting upwards.
Constantly evolving. And that connects directly back to operational excellence. It can never be a one-and-done project. It has to be a mindset of perpetual improvement because the goalposts are always moving. What's excellent today might just be average tomorrow. So the question for you is, how does this constant evolution change how you think about improvement? How can you embrace that perpetual improvement mindset, not just at work, but maybe even in your own life, knowing that what satisfies today won't necessarily satisfy tomorrow?